everyone, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and for those that haven't subscribed yet, please do. And today I'll be doing my first content video. I'll be talking about grief. I lost my boyfriend in January due to COVID. Before I'm going to go into him passing on and how I've dealt with that, I just want to give you guys a bit of background about our relationship and also the person that he was in my life. I met Dabang in 2018 when we met, or I can't even say when we met. The first time he spoke to me, I was going through a bit of a rough patch and a breakup with the guy that I was in a relationship with at the time. The person that I was dating was basically just in that relationship for his own benefits. He literally misused my help, my trust, just everything. And I was really in a very low place at that time. I was depressed, I was miserable, but I was still holding on to this relationship because at the time I felt that him and my daughter has a very good relationship and I didn't want to hurt her by removing him from our life. Dabang ran after me the one day as I had gotten out of the taxi, walking towards the gate of our company, and he ran after me. It was a cold day, and he said to me when he got next to me, "Oh, you're so nice and warm." I was wearing my uniform with our trench coats, and I had like my scarf wrapped around my head to close my ears and my neck. And I said to him, "Oh, don't let this jacket fool you. It's actually very thin." And he smiled and he went on. He didn't ask me for my name. He didn't say anything other than that. And the smile that he gave me was the warmest smile you could have ever ask from anyone. I walked into the building, but I was so dazed and so confused as into who is this guy, and like you just say something and then you continue walking past me and carry on. Couple of days after that, I saw him again. He greeted me and that was it. Few months later, I went to a friend of mine that worked in the same department as him. It was on a Friday afternoon, to ask her to contact the guy from the taxi association to say that he must send a taxi for us that afternoon because the lady that usually contacted him wasn't at work. Dabang then spoke to me. He asked me about my daughter, which was the weirdest thing ever because I didn't even know that he knew I had a daughter. He asked me how she was doing. I told him no, she's fine. And I asked him like, "How do you know I have a daughter?" And he's like, "No, I've seen her with you at work." And I asked someone and they said, "No, it's not your baby sister, it's your daughter." And I was like, okay. Just before I left, when I was saying that now I'm gonna go, he heard me telling her that I'm leaving and he asked me, "Oh, could he get a hug?" And I said, okay. I hugged him. But I had never in my whole entire life felt so close and so safe with someone hugging you, that tight hug that is saying to you, in these arms you can find comfort and safety. And I left. I was going to be on leave the following week because I was moving. So when I was leaving, he said to me, "Oh, see you on Monday." And I said to him, "No, I'm not here on Monday." And he asked me why. So I said, "No, I'm busy moving." He was like, "Oh, okay. Then I'll see you the other week." And I was like, okay. The following week, when I was supposed to go to work, the Friday, the place that I moved into, like late the afternoon, the electricity went. And the guy said to me, "No, they'll only be able to send someone to come resolve it on Monday." I was so depressed because like I really just wanted to speak to him again. And I said to one of my friends, she should please tell him that I won't be at work on Monday and that I said hello. And she was like, okay. But then when she went to him, she decided she's not going to play this back and forth and the messenger. And she told him no, to give her his number, that I want his number. Reluctantly, he gave her his number. sent him a message and I told him, no, it's me. I just wanted to say to him, oh, I won't be at work on Monday because this is the situation. From that day, we started chatting. It wasn't anything of I like you, I want to date you, but we were just so comfortable with talking to each other. When he was going through something, he'd speak to me. If I was going through something, I'd speak to him. The end of October, he then told me that no, he'd like for us to be more than friends. I said to him, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship, but we can take it slow and just see where things go. December, we started dating officially. We literally didn't have a perfect relationship. We fought a lot. Almost every month we would have an argument. Not a big fight, not a stupid fight, but we were both stubborn and we were both in a situation where we knew what we wanted and we expected the other person to be there and to put in the same amount of effort. Last year, when lockdown started, not when it started, like mid-lockdown in June, no, in end of May, we broke up. We broke up because I found out that he was cheating. Not the end of May, I'm lying, it was end of July. I found out he was cheating. And we broke up, we weren't speaking to each other. In mid-August, he asked me if he could come through to speak to me. I said to him, I'll think about it. I'm not sure that I want to see you, but I'm willing to consider and think about it to listen to you. He came here. I literally recorded that conversation because I was still very emotional and I didn't want to make any decisions or react in any way without thinking everything through. Came here, he told me that no, the person he got back together with was an ex, and he had thought because they share a history, maybe their relationship will work out. But while he was with her, he had realized that the person that I am and the person that she is are two completely different people, and he wanted someone that was as sure as I was about what I want out of life and the commitment that I wanted for us, for the relationship. Needless to say, we got back together in September. Decided now we're going to work on things, and yeah. In December, he went to visit his gran, and when he came back in January, he kept saying that he's not feeling well, and I said to him, it's just being dramatic. Mid-January, we had the 8th of January, we had an argument because I was busy gymming and he wanted to call me, and I said to him that he could call me after gym. And he felt that, yeah, I feel our relationship is not important enough for me to stop gymming, to take a call. And I said to him, but now you're being selfish because you cannot expect that when you want to speak to me, now I have to drop whatever I'm doing and speak to you. Because when you're busy with something, I understand. And then we weren't talking for that whole weekend. The following 2 days we weren't speaking. The Wednesday I sent him a message just to say to him, I didn't say hello, I didn't say how are you, I just sent a message to say to him I love him. He replied, he said to me, at times he doesn't feel like I do anymore. I said to him, well, if my actions doesn't prove that I do, then clearly there's nothing more I could do. He then told me that he's not feeling well. He's been having chest pains and been having difficulty to breathe. I then fought with him and told him, like, why don't you go to the doctor? And then he told me of no work. And I said to him, at the end of the day with work, all they're going to do is replace you. You need to take care of yourself and make sure that your health is put first. He was supposed to go to doctor that Wednesday. He didn't go the Wednesday. Thursday also didn't go. He only ended up going on the Friday. I was fighting with him from the Wednesday until the Friday for him to go to the doctor. The Friday he went. The doctor then said to him he must come back on Sunday for a COVID test, which I also just couldn't understand why, with how he was sounding, with how he was having difficulty to breathe, with how he said he could even feel that his heart feels strained. why did the doctor not admit him that same day? On Sunday, he sent me a message saying now he's on his way to the doctor because he knew I was in charge. He needs to be there at 11. And he said to me in that message that he's not ready to die. Not like this. When I read that message, all I could think about was I've always been one to believe that we are all borrowed to this earth. And no matter how healthy or how well you live, if God feels the purpose that He placed you on earth for has been completed and He feels it's time for you to come home, He will fetch you. But for some reason, I couldn't accept that. We started fasting at church the Monday through to the Wednesday. His healing was part of my prayer, that God, please, all I'm asking is for you to heal him. The Thursday, I got a call from my friend to tell me that he passed away. I've never felt like someone says something to you, but it's like you don't grasp what they are saying. Like you hear it, but you don't understand it. Our conversation carried on. Before we put the phone down, it literally hit me what she had said. I was at home with my daughter that day. I broke down and I felt like I couldn't breathe the way I was crying. My daughter came, she stood before me and she was just holding me. And I was crying like uncontrollably to the point where I had such a horrible headache. The evening I took off, I couldn't even eat. After getting the news, I just couldn't even eat. But for some reason, I still felt that, no, my friend, she's wrong. It wasn't him. I then sent his mother a message. I had not met his parents because I decided that the previous relationship I was in, we got to know each other's families and then things didn't work out. Now you have these elders that still want you to visit them and it just complicates things. But I had his mother's number because he always said to me, in case of an emergency or if something ever happens to him and he's with me, that's the number that I should contact. I sent his mother a message to ask her, is it true? And she responded to me saying, yes, it's true. He's gone. He passed away that morning. I went to church the Sunday being so down and depressed, not having slept from getting that news the Thursday, not having eaten properly. I kept taking painkillers because my headache wasn't going away because I kept crying. I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping. The following week was the funeral. Myself and my daughter went to the funeral. The Friday after the funeral, I decided to go to the doctor. Went to the doctor, got sleeping tablets. That didn't even help me to sleep. Following week, I went back to the doctor. So it seemed that the tablets you gave me, it's still not helping me. I'm still not sleeping. He gave me a script for stronger tablets and anxiety tablets. I came home. I drank that. I literally felt high from the medication the amount of medication I took that night. But it was the first night that I actually slept from when I got the news. The last few months has been an eye-opener as well as very difficult for me. There's been days where I don't want to get out of bed. Then there's been days where when I think of him, all I can do is smile and be so grateful that we shared a journey together. I've lost people that I thought would be there for me through everything. But going through this, God has removed people from my life that I was holding on to. because I thought they were good for me and that they were good friends. But this situation has really been an eye-opener, because those people has fallen away. My mother she's a very, I don't even know how should I say it, that she's hard, especially on me. I'm grateful that she is like that, because it's made me a very independent person. It's made me a very strong woman. And it's also helped me to get through a lot of things without falling apart. But she was the one person that I'd really hoped would just be there for me through this time, but she hasn't. She just told me when she found out that, oh, she's so sorry, and I must tell her when's the funeral, and the funeral was during the week, so she said she wouldn't be able to make it. I said, so no, it's fine. Also, anyway, they're only taking a limited amount of people. But the only thing she asked me was, how did the funeral go? She's never asked me since then, how am I coping? How am I doing? Today marks 5 months since he passed away. But I have days where it still feels like only yesterday. I miss his voice. I miss his smile. I miss the fact that he understood me. He knew when I'm on my period without me having to tell him. He knew when it's before my period without me having to tell him. And he'd always say to me that, oh, I see it's again that time of the month. I think I'm just gonna not come and talk to you. I'll just come, kiss you, tell you I love you, and leave, because we would always end up arguing about something stupid, because I'm just very moody. Not very moody, but there's days during my period that I'm just off, and anything just pisses me off. A lot of who I have become in the last 5 months, and the reason why I've started this vlog is because of him, is because of going through this and having to deal with it mostly on my own. And like I said in my introduction video, it's not because I don't have people that care. It's not because I don't have people that want to be there for me. It's because I've been hurt and disappointed so much by people that I trusted, that I opened up to and led into my life, that I have become the type of person that I'd rather hold things in, or I'd speak to people, but if you ask me, I'd rather say that I'm okay, I'm coping, I'm dealing with it, when in actual fact I have days where I feel that I just want to break down, and I feel, how could God take him away from me? I trust that his plan for my life is better than I could ever imagine. I've seen the fruits, not just now, not in just recently, but in the past. I have recently gotten a promotion at work, which when I heard the news, the first person I wanted to tell was him. Mostly because he always said to me that that is a position that should be mine. I deserve it. Our department didn't have a supervisor for a very long time, but he felt that I should get that position, that no matter what, I deserve to be in this position. Dabang didn't just love me. Dabang showed me what it was to be loved. Dabang didn't just care about me. There would not be a day where we would not talk and he would ask me about my daughter. He was the one person that, if I'm going through something, that understood that I just need to cry, and all I need is for him to hold me in his arms and let me cry without questioning me, without asking me to explain what's going on. He could literally hear in my voice when I'm not okay. Sometimes there were days where I wouldn't even speak, and the look on my face or in my eyes, he'd notice that I'm not okay. Everyone else would think that I'm fine, and he would just see, and he'd take me by the hand and say to me, let's go speak somewhere. And if we're out of other people's ears, ways, he'd tell me, baby, I can see something's bothering you. What's going on? What's wrong? Like, I can see it in your eyes. You're going through something. He was the one person that never judged me. He always encouraged me, and he always told me that the one thing that he admires about me the most is how I love my daughter, and what a good mother I am to my daughter, and that he knows for a fact she's always number one. And the fact that I am one person that loves by other people's opinion doesn't define me. What other people think or have to say about me, I don't care. It's easy to say that, but it's very difficult to love it. The reason why it's so easy for me to love that way, once again, is because of how my mother is. I'm my mother's baby. I'm her only daughter. I was the daughter, the baby with two brothers. Currently, I only have one. My other brother passed away, also at a very young age. It also hit me very hard. I started getting blackouts when that brother of mine passed away because of how close we were. So it was like I lost a part of me. During this time when I was going through, after Dabang's funeral, with my grieving, I went to church for counseling. It's the one thing that I believe in. It really helps. You don't have to go to a church, but having someone that you can freely speak to in a space that you feel comfortable has really helped me through a lot of challenges and a lot of situations in my life. When I spoke to my pastor, Pastor Neil, at church, I was saying to him, like, I feel so empty to the point of you feel like you don't know who you can go to. I feel that I just want someone that's going to allow me to just cry. Not someone that's going to ask me, oh, or someone that's going to say to me, oh, you need to be strong. We tend to always say that to people when they lose someone, that you need to be strong. That's the worst advice. I tell people, if you need to break down, cry, let it out. Because I know exactly what it does to someone when you keep things inside. It eats you up. You get sick. You get into a point where you get to a depression. And I don't want anyone that I know and love to ever get into a depression. I've seen people suffer with depression. I've seen what it does to families. I've seen what it does to young people. You end up using drugs. And it's the one thing that I don't want for anyone of my friends, of my family, anyone that I just know, anyone out there going through things. Like, especially with women, we need to really just try and be there and build each other up instead of breaking each other down. I'm still going for grief counseling. But Pastor Neil is the reason also that I started this vlog, because he said to me the one thing that he admires about me is how I deal with things that I go through. That I'm a very strong person. That's because I'm also a young mother, that and I'm a single mother, but my daughter is always with me. She's taken care of. No, I'm not holier than thou. I'm not the perfect Christian. I am not the perfect mother either. But the one thing that I know I am is that I'm a good mother, that I'm a good friend, and that I'm a good person. The other thing that I said to him is that I can only thank God for the heart that He's given me, because I forgive people so easily. You can do the worst thing to me, I'm going to forgive you. I might not let you back into my life, but I will forgive you and I'd let you go. For the mere reason that I know me not forgiving you is only going to hurt me in the end. Secondly, I'm not going to let how other people treat me change who I am. I'm not going to make someone's ways of using me and mistreating me make me mistreat other people, or change the fact that when you need me, I'm not going to be there for you. I'll turn my back on you. No. I'm a very straightforward and honest person, yes. So if you do something that I don't like, I'm going to tell you. I'm not just going to walk away and say, oh yeah, this one must just stay out of my life. No. I really just want this vlog to reach so many people, to know that no matter what you're facing, there is always, always a way out. For every storm, there is a rainbow. For every darkness, there is a light. If you, as a woman, as a mother, as a friend, as a brother, father, a husband, a wife, anyone, if you can be that light to another person, be that light. We live in a world that is filled with so much cruelty and so much anger, so much hurt, that we just need so many more people that wants to just be humans. You don't have to keep you better than someone. No, if you see someone struggling and you can help them, help them. But if you're going to do it to talk about it, then don't. I always say, don't do something for me so that you can tell other people, yeah, you helped me that time. No. But also, don't say you'll do something for someone when you know you can't. Don't offer help. Don't say you'll help when you know, like, you're not in a position to. And if you maybe do say that you'll help someone and something comes up, communicate. Communication is very important. I speak to my friends all the time about what I'm going through. I speak to my daughter about life and life's challenges. I speak to my daughter like we're the same age now, and she's turning 15 next month, but I do that because I want her to feel comfortable to come to me and talk to me about things, to come to me and ask me for advice. At the age that she is, friends aren't always going to give her the right advice, and that is why I have this open relationship with her, and I built this trust between us, because I grew up not having that. Because like I'm saying, my mother's very tough. She is of, this is how it is and this is how it's supposed to be. What I say goes. There's no questioning, there's no debating. Losing someone is hard enough as it is. Losing someone and not having anyone to talk to about it, or having anyone to just let you cry, is even harder. There were times where I'd cry and my daughter would come into the room and she'd just walk out, and I know that it's hard on her as well. She's just a baby. She doesn't know what to say to me. She doesn't know how to encourage me. She is just a baby. But I just want to know, and I just want people to know that don't hold things in. Find someone you can talk to. Find someone who can encourage you. Find someone you can just cry with. Sometimes you don't want someone to give you advice. You just want someone to cry with, to someone to listen to you. Find that person. And if you don't have that person, I am willing to be that person to you. Anyone that's out there that want someone to talk to, I'm willing to listen. Thank you everyone for coming. See you next time. Bye.